Hi, my name is Jason Bochniak. I'm here at the 2011 Ultimate Bike Builder Custom Bike Show in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm the current winner from the DC show and the New York show, which were the last two shows out of the 12 shows that this particular show series has. And what I'd like to do is talk to you about this build here and tell you about 4 companies that I use to create this motorcycle right here and the experience that I've had with these 3 companies. And I'd like to strongly recommend each of the 3 company manufacturers that build the products, and then I'd like to also recommend the company that built this bike for me. So I'd like to start off first with ProCharger and go over the 3. It's ProCharger, T-Man Performance, D&D exhaust for the Borzilla on the other side, and then Freedom Cycle is the company that I use to put this together. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is this B1 tuner kit that ProCharger makes. The B1 tuner kit is for anyone who has a motor that's had modifications done to it to accommodate the motor. So in this particular build, what we did was we reinforced the bottom end of the motor with a Dark Horse crank. It's welded, balanced, Dark Horse rods, Wiseco pistons. And for this kit, ProCharger will sell you the entire kit. It's all self-sufficient and ready for bolt-on. They sell you this primary cover, the bracket, the supercharger itself, the crossover. On the other side, there's an air-to-air intercooler, and then there's the complete unit that goes onto the manifold, the throttle body. So first off, I'd like to talk about the ProCharger with the Gates wet belt that they have inside. What they do is they have a modified cog here, and then there's a Gates wet belt that goes all the way around, transfers to the outer belt out here, which transfers to the transmission. On this particular build, what we did was we put a 2.55 pulley on there to make the impeller spin just a little bit faster, and then there's a more aggressive impeller in there that they changed, and I think what they do is they arbitrarily give you that impeller with the ProCharger. Over here is a pressure release valve. So when you are under normal driving conditions, the blower is always on, but when you're under normal driving conditions and it feels vacuum, the pressure relief valve is open and it lets the air bypass out, or when you let go of your throttle, it lets all the air bypass out so it doesn't collect in your manifold. And then what we did for this particular build, the pump that came with the bike was not flowing to meet the requirements for the modifications that we made for the bike. And if you have a ProCharger out there and you're starving for fuel a little bit, you may want to consider making what's called an FMU. An FMU is a fuel management unit. And what we've done here is we bought this Mallory fuel regulator, and on this side over here there's a boost vacuum hose that's hooked up to the regulator. And all I did was I simply plumbed it right up into the crossover that Harley has on the tank, so I didn't have to modify anything on the tank. The 100 psi pump is regulated down to 65 psi at normal operating conditions, and then as soon as it feels boost, pound for pound, it'll close off the crossover and force more fuel to the Magneti Marelli injectors that I have. I think I have 8.9 Magneti Marelli injectors that also come with the B1 tuner kit. Now, what we did over here is I had T-Man Performance do the head work, and T-Man Performance puts a very good product together. What they have is they have done a lot of research and development to complement this ProCharger. He has several bikes that he uses the ProCharger on. T-Man TR at T-Man Performance currently holds the world record for the fastest bagger out on the salt flats, and this guy really knows what he's doing. If you were to take a look at these heads on the inside, what he's done is he takes the heads, machines them, puts a larger intake valve, 2.020 intake valve, 1.650 exhaust valve. For the manifold and the intake, it's 1.800, and then he makes the exit to the exhaust pipe bigger. Inside, the first thing you notice about this head is this 105cc hemispheric combustion chamber, or almost hemispheric combustion chamber. And inside of there, he's got bronze valve guides. And if you look at him, you can see that he's hand machined these things, and this guy's a real purist. He really knows what he does, and you can tell that he takes a lot of pride in what he does. As part of that, one of the kits that he offers is the heads. The Stage 4 Thumper Series is what I went with here, and then he's got this 3-stage oil pump that has 2 stages that scavenge the oil from the bottom of the motor, and 1 stage that obviously flows the oil back into the motor. And then he's got this 662-1 cam that he created, and it is a perfect cam, perfectly timed for forced induction motors. You can go on to his website at T-Man Performance, and I don't know if I have this right, but if you Google search T-Man Performance, it'll take you right to his site. And you go on there and you can actually look at different grinds of cams that he has, different kits that he has, and different things that you can use with supercharged motors or naturally aspirating motors. And then to marry this all together, we went to Borzilla and got, or D&D, and got this 2-in-1 D&D Borzilla exhaust. And let me tell you about this exhaust. This exhaust right here is beautiful. The first thing you notice is this arc on the pipe right here, and the reason that is because both pipes are exactly the same length to keep the back pressure the same. And then you see this huge collector back here. The baffle is actually that long, and inside that pipe it makes such a beautiful sound, yet meets all the back pressure requirements that you need for a large size motor. This motor is a 103. We've complemented it with a 60mm throttle body to go along with it. There were some modifications that we had to do. The B1 Pro Charger does not naturally mount to a 60mm throttle body, so there is some milling that is necessary for it. But I want to stress to you that the Pro Charger company makes a bolt-on product that is perfect for a stock motor, and it'll give you 60% more horsepower. What I have here is I have the dyno run that was taken at Freedom Cycle with this current build, and the first thing you can see is this straight line that goes all the way up here. That's your power at the rear wheel. So I've got 171.62 at the rear wheel, and then over here's the torque line that you see over here. And the funny thing about the torque line is, as you can see, at about 53 or 5400 RPM, it kind of maxes out. You know what that tells you? That tells you that you don't need to rev your motor up real high. You can shift at 5500 RPM and you're at your max torque. So what I do is I have my shift light set at 5500 RPM for that, so I can save my motor, because I learned the hard way that over revving a Harley Davidson is not the thing you want to do. So like I said, I just wanted to show you this dyno run here, and just an extreme amount of power. If I were to let it run out to 7,000 RPM, I probably would have got 200 horse out of the motor. And then finally, what I'd like to talk about is Freedom Cycle. Freedom Cycle is a local company in Wilmington, Delaware. They were great with the ideas and the support that I get to help build this. Kathy and Frank over there have just been really the best. They listen to everything I have to say, and if they feel that I'm going in a direction that's not going to complement the bike best, they'll give me recommendations, and they've just been spot on every time. Freedom Cycle, like I said, is in Wilmington, Delaware. Their phone number is 302-798-6900, and if you just Google search Freedom Cycle in Wilmington, you can see their website. It'll come up. I'd like to also thank the Ultimate Bike Builder Competition for giving me the opportunity to show this bike. I've taken a lot of pride and a lot of joy in this bike, and outside of the glitter of the motorcycle, it mechanically is just a strong motorcycle. We're getting 172 horse at the rear wheel, 143 foot-pounds of torque right now, which is just absolutely phenomenal for a Softail. And this class that they have at the Ultimate Bike Builder Competition is great for a guy like me. I don't own a shop. I just had an idea and built a bike in my spare time, and this class for the Ultimate Bike Builder Competition is the modified Harley class, and there's two requirements. You have to have the frame that came with the Harley Davidson, as well as the motor that came in the frame. You can't modify the frame, and as you can see, I didn't modify the frame, but I pretty much changed everything around it. So it really gave me a chance to get into this industry, and I have so many ideas to go further that I think I'm going to try and take it to the freestyle next year. Because of this opportunity, I'm kind of motivated to build my own bike. So I just wanted to thank the Ultimate Bike Builder Contest for that.